Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel Coin Lady. Ripple Labs has repurchased 75% of its XRP supply on secondary markets since the SEC lawsuit, using revenues made from the sale of XRP. They needed it for idle, so they bought it. Institutions and other business clients buy XRP directly from Ripple to utilize in its on-demand liquidity network, a product solution that facilitates cross-border remittances using XRP-powered crypto rails. I keep telling you that that's where the true worth lies. Idle because I think it will be necessary for every nation on Earth at some point. Liquidity available whenever needed. Sooner or later, of course. The first 3 months of 2017 saw over $1.8 billion in XRP spending, with the following 3 months seeing approximately $1.71 billion in XRP spending. That cost increased by nearly half that amount during the quarter. Soon after, Ripple announced $2.5 billion in follow-on funding. What do you think the future price of XRP will be if Ripple buys up all this XRP to use for on-demand liquidity? Sure to increase dramatically. Even though XRP was initially promoted as an investment contract, pro-Ripple attorney John Deaton explained why it does not meet the criteria for a security. What Deaton is saying is this. The Wall Street Journal published an opinion piece in which the author, 90-year-old Charlie Munger, slammed Buffett's right-hand man and crypto hater, Warren Buffett. He elaborated on why he thinks Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies should be banned in the United States, saying that they are essentially worthless save as a gambling contract. Dean stated in a tweet that XRP, like all cryptocurrencies, is fundamentally just a string of code. Even if Ripple offered XRP as an investment contract, a security in the past, or is doing so now, he said, it is still a cryptocurrency. Even though he made direct LBC sales to Flipside Crypto, the judge concluded that the case was about an investment contract, therefore he reminded the community of that fact by referencing the case of LBR credits against the SEC. This is something I have always emphasized. In my opinion, we are not investing in a cryptocurrency, but rather in a cutting-edge technology. The billionaire investor Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, who is 90 years old, are clueless about cryptocurrency. They don't understand how it works, which is why they want it prohibited. Cryptography, is a really cutting-edge field of study. Therefore, the way we test has no bearing on my opinion. In my opinion, the methods we use to determine whether a cryptocurrency is a security are too antiquated. If so, don't let this slip your mind. Is the script satisfactory to you? Both of these people are working together to accomplish something. Keep it in mind at all times and know that they are working together to hurt me and other small investors. They want us to stop doing crypto. It has been reported by Ripple that the SEC lawsuit may soon come to a close. Don't hope for anything. I'd like to highlight the absolute worst-case situation that could occur here. At worst, the defendants might be forced to pay Ripple several $1 billion in treble damages, disgorgement, fines, and interests, which could put the company out of business for good. The company's co-founder and current CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and another high-ranking executive, Chris Lawson. However, Ripple and its team continue to believe they will win in court. Because you get remarks from Brad Garlinghouse all over the case, I think what we're actually witnessing is a tremendous play. Next, you'll hear attorney Gary Gensler discuss the situation. The attorneys involved also release remarks. But I think it was all planned out to hold off XRP until the appropriate time, perhaps until the Fed is ready to go live. Just who knows? But once again, I have the impression that the whole affair is a fake that we are witnessing in real time. Ripple vs. SEC. Gov could rule that XRP is not a security if the LBOY calm judgment stands. However, since then, the altcoin has been on a bull run that shows no signs of abating. Furthermore, I am still of the opinion that Coinbase should relist XRP. Coinbase has also been problematic for XRP owners, in my opinion. Once XRP was delisted, and nobody ever received a free songbird. Not only that, but observe what has happened to Luna. Once in a while, I'll make a video to update folks on Coinbase's progress. At this moment, there is no valid justification for Coinbase to delay relisting XRP. Brian Armstrong, please make a comment. Xrp's value has tripled since the beginning of the year, and further increases are anticipated in light of recent developments. As a result, you may choose to hold on to some of your coins. The leading Xrp blockchain incubator, Xrp Ledger Labs, is gearing up to create a sidechain that will utilize Xrp as a native asset. The runner-up dApps can now be readily run on the Xrp Ledger thanks to the release of EVM's first phase. Third, a favorable ruling for Xrp may be on the horizon if the LBRY vs. SEQ case reaches its final hearing. Ripple, ranked #4, will assist Montenegro in developing its own national stablecoin. Let me add a fifth point to that. Additionally, ISO will be released to the public in short order. To some extent, that may foretell the future of certain cryptocurrencies in terms of their stack and ISO. In the current dispute between Ripple and the SEC, Charles Gasparino has a significant inquiry. So he also discusses our methods of testing. How he states that an asset is considered security when the buyer can reasonably anticipate profit from the efforts of others. To what extent were buyers of Xrp from Ripple executive sales anticipating profits from Ripple itself? The SEC case has led to intense interrogation. As a result, most of us who purchased Xrp do not have any hopes or expectations for Ripple. Brad never ever suggested that buyers of Xrp will be offered any sort of assurance in exchange for their money. This was never mentioned by them. Furthermore, I think the way we test is antiquated because of this. A new crypto testing standard is required. A professor of law claims that the SEC is unfairly treating Ripple as a Ponzi scheme. The Xrp cryptocurrency is now on hold pending the outcome of the highly publicized case in which the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission accuses Ripple of fraudulently selling. According to at least one legal scholar, the blockchain firm is being treated by the regulator no differently from a Ponzi scheme. In fact, the security watchdog SEC has claimed in its action against Ripple that the Xrp coin utilized by the company satisfies one of the tests for a securities that must be registered with the SEC set down in the 1946 Supreme Court case SEQ versus Howey. As the law professor wrote in October of 2022, the SEQ frequently uses the test employed in SEQ v. Howey to sue hucksters, Ponzi schemers, and other con men who offer bogus securities. Our testing procedures are designed to deter them, not to make filing with the SEC easier. In other words, they're stretching the Howey test's usefulness much beyond its original intent. Furthermore, I think it's time for a fresh examination. Consequently, I expect that if Ripple prevails in its case against the SEC, every cryptocurrency will be judged against it. It would appear that the SEQ has its sights set on a victory against Ripple, as it has recently obtained a favorable summary judgment against LBR. I'll tell you why. Ripple has utterly dominated them. The judge in the LBR case ruled that most LBR deals weren't made for the sake of speculation. And in my opinion, Gary is acting well beyond the scope of his responsibilities, which will lead to an investigation by Congress. We also know that many other legislators are interested in learning more about Gary Gensler and would like to hear him testify. That's why I think Brad was asking Congress to rein in Gary Gensler and perhaps finish this lawsuit for good. Ripple-backed Xrp ecosystem entity ceases operations. Even though this is bad news, I still want to discuss it because I think it's interesting. Given our status as Xrp investors, we have an obligation to educate ourselves thoroughly on this blockchain-based token. Despite having received millions of dollars in funding from Ripple, Coil, a crucial part of the Xrp ecosystem, has suddenly declared that it will shut down. Along with Ripple and the Xrp Ledger Foundation, the company managed by CEO Stephen Thomas once provided a distinct node list for the Xrp Ledger. That's the case. As a result, it is not an exaggeration. And yet, that coil has grown to become one of the most vital parts of the Xrp ecosystem. Additionally, Ripple's investment arm Xspring provided the company with 1 billion XRP in August of 2019, which was worth approximately $260 million at the time. The goal is to develop and publicize use cases for the Xrp ledger that focus on the commercialization of digital content. It would appear that they are closing shop. blockchain engineer needed at Ripple for CBD-related products. Now, despite the ongoing SEC case, Ripple is constantly expanding its team through new hires. Because Ripple is always expanding and employing new employees around the world, he assumed it was all an elaborate hoax. Here comes something major. Making money is the holy grail of humankind. One of the oldest banks in use today is 350 years old, and the central banks have maintained long-standing traditions. Therefore, money maintains its purchasing power. So, whose life is it exactly that you are risking? Sweden's central bank discusses Ripple. If the oldest bank in the world is discussing Ripple, you can predict where Xrp is headed. The ESO migration weekend is this next weekend. That means the central banks of some countries will join in. Regarding the Xrp pricing, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Moreover, the Biden administration will create a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. Thus, I believe what is happening now is that they must get laws put in place, a framework put in place, before Fed presently goes live in the middle of this year. Additionally, other financial institutions are gearing up for the arrival of ISO Basel IV as well. There are a number of major events occurring all across the world right now. I think the judge will eventually come out and declare something along the lines of Ripple wins this case and innovation here in the US, it will proceed. Numerous individuals think Ripple will fail until the Fed is prepared to work with it. Eventually, the United States, along with the rest of the globe, will require that ADL. And when that happens, you'll see how quickly this case wraps up, because I think Xrp's future is bright. Which is why I plan to keep holding on to it. Please remember to hit the subscribe and notify buttons. See you later, bye.